Did you enjoy your flower picking? I bet you did. Rogue taxidermy is on the rise. Have you heard of it? It's the traditional taxidermy's wild younger sister, where the sky's the limit. I know many artists who use neon lights, steampunk materials, and furs from different animal species. It's an artistic movement born of uncanny hybrids, which has developed into visual abstractions with a surreal aesthetic. Rogue taxidermy is imaginative and often bizarre. People consider it controversial. Some often think it's just plain wrong, and claim it's tacky and disgusting. I consider those people wrong. It is art and a celebration of life, not death. Its purpose is to preserve and display the beauty of nature. This is what I want to show in the piece you are helping me to prepare. I am missing the last part. I need a young mountain goat. I went glassing yesterday and spotted a herd of goats, with some especially small and young-looking ones. I consulted with a biologist and he thought that they might not survive the winter. Wow. Okay. So in spite of what she's telling us here, she's not actually marking anything on our map. So there's no specific mountain goat that we have to go for. And since we don't have a specific goat, we are just going to go through the mountains here until we get over here and here. Now we are already past the drinking time at the end of the drinking time for goats. So sadly the easy kills are over, but we'll do the best we can. We'll go up here until we get to this fork in the road, go left, follow this trail until we get to these two, and then we're going to go over here because there is a campsite here and there are mountain goats and bighorn sheep drinking from this lake, so that's generally a good lake to mark on your map and a good campsite to have if you're going to hunt for goats and sheep. Now obviously our goat and sheep hunting days are almost over, but we're still going to go there. Because I do want to finish her missions and I do still have to get at least one more goat. So I have to get at least 2 goats, one for her and one for the Between the Hoofs mission. And then we can safely be done with the mountains and not come back here. Because yeah, like I said, I like the visuals of this area, but I don't like hunting here. And we are going to have to spend a lot of time in the swamps from now on because we have so many scalps to get. We're also going to have to, I think at some point we're going to have to actually actively go looking for hares. That's what I usually end up doing for the 27 kilogram of hare meat mission. I just visit every single hare. You don't call them a pack. What do you call a bunch of hares? A warren? Anyway, I usually visit every single herd of hares and then just take out any mature ones that I find. And if I don't find any mature ones, even after I've looked at every single herd, then I forward to the next year and I try again. The good news with hares is they are very easy to sneak up on. A lot of people have trouble hunting hares, but that's mostly because their need zones are relatively small. But the good news is once you have found a need zone, the other need zones are usually fairly close by. And the hares themselves are fairly easy to sneak up on. You can pretty much walk up to them up to 50 meters and they will not spook. They do have a very narrow window between noticing you and spooking though. So you have to be very careful with that. You can get pretty close to them, but once you are close enough to hear them, you really have to move slowly or else you're going to spook them. And of course bring a shotgun because that just makes hunting them easier because you don't have to worry about suing and zeroing and all that. But yeah, we're gonna do that after we are done with these mountain goats and after we are done with the swamps. At least for today. We also still have to find the life signs of the 4 animals in the swamp for Matthias, for his cabin mission. If we're lucky, we can get his cabin missions done today, but that will depend entirely on if we can find a 2-star moose. because one of his missions will require us to shoot a 2-star moose. That's a nice waterfall. And we're already in mountain territory. So from here on out we might find goats and sheep. Sheep I don't really care about at this point, but goats we still need 2 of them. So we gotta keep our ears open for that telltale meh. They are thankfully very vocal, so they are pretty easy to find. But then again, once you have found them, actually picking the right one to shoot can be a bit of a pain in the ass. I am gonna grab the need zones here while I'm at the lake. Sure, why not? Let's go. Let's ignore the mission for a moment. A rare Rocky Mountain elk zone. Okay. Rare white-tailed, yeah. Okay. That is even stranger. But we'll take it. We're not gonna be picky. There's a bear. I'm pretty sure we already canvassed that one. And it's not like we need black bears anymore. Let me double check. Nakaba's toolbox. American black bear. That would be this bear. Oh, he's one of the 3-star mature ones. Okay. Well, we don't need you yet, buddy, but we'll get back to you once we get our bear chimichurri mission. Then we're gonna have to talk again, because then we're gonna need 2 high-fit black bears. And if to be a 3-star, I think they need to have at least 40, 55, at least 55%, at least 56% fitness. So should definitely be a high fit bear. Okay, this lake was actually not all that good. So a 3-star mature bear should definitely be a good find. Right, I wanted to follow the trail to the left. Because again, this is another area where if you don't follow the trail, and this goes for a lot of the mountain areas, if you don't follow the trails, you're gonna have to channel your inner mountain goat and do some insane jumps in order to get up some of these mountains. I did on my main save file explore the map 100%, like literally climbed every single mountain, check every single nook, etc. And you have no idea how hard it was to explore some of the areas in these mountains. I died so many times trying to get those last few areas cleared on the map, trying to get this fog away. It was not worth it, because there were no need zones up there. I was like, sometimes I found myself climbing those mountains and I thought there better be some like golden mountain goats up there. Or some golden bighorn sheep. Like, I want a golden fleece, is what I'm saying. To make it worth this, but no. Not even a single zone. Very disappointing. Cannot recommend trying to do that. Like, getting all the question marks off the map, sure. Trying to clear out all the fog 100%, spend your time on something wiser. Okay, just quick double checking. Any goats anywhere? No. This is going... Oh, this is another one of those that actually reunites with a previous path. Okay. Well, we don't need that. As long as we have one path, that's fine. I don't need two. I just need to get up there. And then the good news about these two herds with the sheep and the mountain goat is that they stay within this valley, basically. So they tend to be easy to find even when they're not drinking. It's just you have a lot of trees there, which can make shooting them during resting or eating time a bit difficult. No mountain goats anywhere nearby. Moving on then. I hope at least one of those two locations will be an echo location, so it will have been worth getting them. I mean, this is probably still the easiest path up to the campsite. But I would still like to get something for my trouble while I'm going up there. And an echo spot would be nice. But man, what a view. Okay, this is a little bit off the beaten path. Oh, this looks like it's going to be really annoying. Let's see if we can get there. As you can see, just going to climb up this small part is annoying. And now we know why there is a split in the path. The left path actually leads up to this whatever it is that we have to interact with there. I'm pretty sure that's an echolocation. If I may be wrong about that. Okay, well, we're just gonna have to go around this rocky area. I need to remember to take breaks to listen for animals. But I really do want to get to this question mark, whatever it is. Oh, no! Stay up there, stay on the path. Yep, that's an echo spot. Good thing we did the little detour. Let's go.
The echo mocking me.
So our echo is not just echoing. I don't think that should be happening. Alright, now we can get back to our regularly scheduled program of trying to climb this mountain. Without dying. And hopefully finding some mountain goats along the way. We are only about 1 kilometer from the campsite, which is good. So we should be getting close to the mountain goats and the bighorn sheep that are over there once we cross through the mountains here. Because I'm pretty sure this is one of those spots where the rocks are like just really close to each other. Like the Abyss or whatever the other one was called. Nemesis Tier. That sounds like a totally friendly place. Surely nothing is going to go wrong here. Absolutely safe, 100%, not anxiety inducing. Just perfectly wonderful place. Unless you're claustrophobic, in which case I am very sorry. This game, or at least some of its landmarks, will hate you. Fun fact, I did actually walk through what is essentially a miniature version of this today, because the place that I went to also had some really, really narrow high rocks that were just creating this tiny little path to go through. I don't think there are any animals in this landmark, so we can just go through. Regardless of how many meters we have walked. I don't think there are any need zones either. At least not until we get out of here. Alright. There we go, finally out of the tunnel. Literally see a light at the end of the tunnel. And now we're gonna try to get down this mountain without breaking our necks. But before we do that, we are going to do a quick canvas of these hill ranges to see if we can spot our goats and sheep somewhere. I don't care about the sheep, like I already said, but I would like to figure out if I can tell where the goats are. I don't see any goats right now. Okay. Well, we're gonna take the safe and scenic route. Because I don't fancy coming this far only to dive 600 meters from the campsite. That is always the most annoying thing. If you are headed for a campsite and then you die something like 200 meters from the campsite and then you have to go all the way back there because you have not enabled the campsite yet. It's like if I had had another 200 meters to go, I would have a fast travel point here and I would not have to climb this entire mountain again. But that's a pretty big if. Now, I also think there's some bears back here, not that we care anymore. Oh, need some. Bighorn sheep resting. Let's actually double check. for sheep and goats? Nothing. Okay, seems like we had a great start, followed by a pretty annoying middle. That's the hunting stand. That's where we need to go as well. And you might be tempted to say, oh, that's a really good hunting stand for going there at a drinking zone. But if you try to fast travel to this campsite, you will basically be within range of the animals and they will pretty much spook as soon as you move. So that one is really only useful if you arrive an hour or so before drinking time, climb into the stand and then just wait there. If you have the patience for that. But we are just past drinking time, so we're definitely not going to do that because we would have to wait incredibly long for that to pass. And you cannot forward time, you cannot sleep in hunting stands. Okay, one last check before we get too low into the valley to actually see anything. No, I don't see any goats. Okay. Well, then from here on out, we're really just gonna have to rely on sound, on if we can hear them. And if so, yay. If not, we're gonna have to go over here, I guess. If we follow the trail and then go this trail, we should be able to get over there. Yeah. But I do also want to get to the swamps today, definitely. So that we can start working on the duck missions and we can also start working on the final cabin that we haven't unlocked yet, which is the one for the swamp region for Falls Reservoir. Which is another area that we're barely going to hunt in, except for our bird sculpt missions. And even then I prefer to use the swamp in the public land on the northern shore, on the northern border of the map. Alright, we're actually going to do one tour around this lake, just to grab all the need zones. Because if I remember correctly, both the sheep and the mountain goats actually have both of their drinking zones here. So they will always be at this lake no matter what you do. No matter how many of them you actually shoot. There we go, that is both the zones for the bighorns. We discovered a hunting stand. And I think now we should still have another mountain goat zone. Yeah. So both of those herds have both their zones at this lake. Which makes for easy hunting, because like I said, no matter how often you shoot them, they will just ping pong back and forth between two lakes, between two zones in the same location. And we've got the campsite. Does it come with a map? I don't think it does. No. It doesn't have a question mark, so no map up here. Literally just a place to sit, a place to hang your stuff, and a fire. Alright. So we're gonna have to follow this path This is where it combines with another path. Then we go through here. No, wait, we go through here and then it splits off into the path that leads up there.